Beautiful. All right, so let's welcome ourselves to our mat. Coming down onto the back body. Legs in whatever position feels good for you this morning. So you can bring the soles of the feet together if you want to get a little bit of opening through the hips. You can bring the knees together to just rest on each other so that the low back is open. If this is too much, whatever you're reclined over, you can have something to support your head, a pillow, so that you're not cranking in the neck. And then once you reach a space that feels comfortable, close down your eyes. Bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. And just feel the support of your mat, where the body is supported, where it's resting on your mat. Feel into the support of your breath as it fills the body. Then feel into whatever you're bringing in to your practice this morning. And whatever that is, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, it's okay. So whatever that is coming up with you to the practice, let it be there and just breathe. In and out the nose. Feel the palms rise as you inhale. And feel the body release and relax as you exhale. And even if you turn off your device right now and you just follow that breath pattern on your mat, you'll have a beautiful yoga practice. A couple more breaths. Then we'll roll over to one side, nice and easy. Remove the towel or the block, whatever you're using underneath you. Stretch it out long, fingers away from toes, big full body stretch, wiggle it out. We'll just move into that banana shape, just sliding the heels over to one corner, picking up the shoulders to the same upper corner and just relaxing the hips nice and level, shoulders nice and level, and just feel into the opening on whichever side. It's a two-sided pose, so you don't have to be on the same side that I am. And just breathe here, take a breath. Return the heels to neutral, pick up the shoulders to neutral, take the body stretch one more time. And then we'll just take it over to that opposite side. So again, key here is to see if you can keep the hips nice and level, shoulders level, and just stretch into the side body using nice deep breaths here. And then returning back to center one more time. Stretch it nice and long. And then draw the knees into the chest, a nice good morning hug here, rock it side to side from one hip bone to the other, just rolling across that sacrum area. And as you slowly return back to that neutral position, just keep the right leg in as you extend the left leg long, hug that right knee into the chest. Maybe you pick up shoulders and head and bring the knee to the chest. Maybe you don't. Just feel into the opening through the hips. If the head and shoulder are up, slowly lower them back down. Take the left hand, hold on to the outside of that right knee. Right arm's going to extend out to the side in a half T. And we're just going to find a nice gentle twist to bring that right knee across the body. Any amount. Again, ideally, both shoulders are nice and relaxed on the mat. A gentle spinal twist here, our very first one, so don't let it be deep. Just enjoy the movement through the spine and maybe rotating the head to the left, and just notice how the neck feels this morning. Two more breaths here. And then we'll draw back onto the back body, re-hugging the right and the left knee in. Take a rock one side to the other. And then returning to neutral, we'll keep the left knee hugged in nice and tight, extend the right leg long. And again, as you hug the left knee in, maybe shoulders and head lifts to meet it, maybe not. Noticing your breath here, nice and fluid. And if the head and shoulders are up, gently release them down. The right hand's going to come to the outside of that left knee. The left arm's going to extend out to a T. And we're just going to draw the right knee across the body. Gentle twist to the opposite side. Again, noticing the shoulders, and then maybe rotating the head to the left. And enjoy a couple breaths here. Next, inhale. We're going to bring the left knee back in. Right knee is going to join. Again, take a moment, take that rock, rinse it out. And then plant the feet, hip distance apart, heels by the sit bones. Arms come beside the body, the palms face down. Take a moment just to tuck that pelvis in just a bit so you can feel the entire spine being supported. We're going to flow through 5 bridges, just to open up the front and the back of the body. So again, we like to move with breath. Your breath is different than mine. So we're going to inhale to bring the hips up and exhale to slowly lower everything down, and see if you can time the movement to the entire breath. So as you're ready, belly draws in, pelvis is tucked, press into the heels. Inhale lifts the hips, and the arms flow overhead. And on the exhale, everything returns to the mat. We'll take 4 more. Remembering the weight is in the shoulders, not in the head and the neck. Inhaling, we rise. We feel. And bring it back down on your own. So just receive and release. And as you finish the last one, again, set the hips level, heel toe the feet, wide edge of your mat, and just begin a slow windshield right and left. Just external, internal rotation through the hips. Next time the knees are over to the left, pause there. Again, upper body nice and relaxed level on the mat. If you want to take it deeper, pick up that left ankle, place it outside that right thigh, and just let the weight of that ankle deepen the stretch. Maybe the arms float overhead, so you also bring in a nice side stretch here. And then we'll gently release that, windshield right and left. And as those knees fall to the right, we'll pause it there. Again, nice stretch through that IT band, the outer hip. You want to deepen it a bit. Right ankle on top of that left thigh draws it deeper. And again, maybe the arm extends and you bring the whole upper body stretch, fingers down the side body, hip down towards the knee. And we'll release windshield wiper it one more time just to release that low back and the hips. And then we'll roll ourselves all the way over and we'll find ourselves a seat. Again, always a suggestion. Use that towel, sit on that crease so that your knees can relax. Sitting up nice and straight, stacking the spine. Again, I always like to use that visual of a wall behind me, picking up my shoulders, drawing them up to my ears, and then squeezing my shoulder blades back behind me. So everything draws back onto that imaginary wall. Hands here at the side body. A couple quarter sun salutations again, just to come back to that movement and breath. So as you're ready for the inhale, lifting the arms out to the side and overhead, you find that prayer. And on the exhale, draw the prayer to the heart. Release the arms beside you. We'll take 3 more. Inhaling fully to reach and extend up. And draw the hands in. 2 more on your own. And on the last one, as your arms are extended overhead, that climbing the rope where, one arm reaches higher than the other, and just, again, that nice stretch through the side body, pulling that rope down, pull the rope asana, is that what we could call it? Yeah. So find that stretch. And the next time that the left arm extends higher, just drop that right arm down beside you. Good. Left hand's going to come to the outside of the right thigh, and we're just going to press into those back fingertips, take a gentle twist to the right. Again, using eye muscles to gaze behind us so that we're not cranking through the neck here. Take a nice full deep breath. Allow that back hand to lift up to the ceiling. Take it bicep by the ear as you find a nice side stretch again. Again, roll the pinky finger down and reach through the fingers. One more breath here. And then return both arms up. Take that climbing rope again. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then the next time the right arm's up, keep it up. And the left fingertips are going to drop down behind you. Right hand's going to come to the outside of that left thigh. And again, gentle rotation to the left here. Easy breath. And again, using the eye muscles here. How far back can you see on this side? One more inhale. Lift the back arm up, extend towards the ceiling, and then draw it overhead. Nice lateral stretch through the left side body. Roll the hand down. Your gaze can be up, elbow is back, gaze can be down. Make it easy on your neck. And release last time. Arms reach, reach, reach. And then they slowly float back down. We're going to roll over our knees and find our fours. So again, you can use that same towel to pad up your knees. And as always, if the wrists are a little sensitive, remember you can always come down onto the forearms or assuming this was a block, you can bring your forearms to a block so that the spine stays on a nice level. So we'll work through the wrist just a little bit. But as you return now to your table, drawing in your belly, nice straight spine, roll through a couple cat-cows. So again, just like we were doing our bridge pose, opening the front and the back body, press into the palms as you round and tuck in the chin. And as you let all that air in, drop that belly down, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Returning to a neutral table. Again, gather the belly in. Take that left hand, flip it over. So you're going to rest on the back of the left hand, spread those left fingers wide. They're pointing towards your body. You're going to adjust here the intensity. So the closer the hand is to the body, the less intense to the stretch and to the wrist. The further out, it's a little bit more intense to that outer wrist. So you find that spot. See if you can keep the arm somewhat straight and the breath flowing. And then when you find that spot where it's just enough of a stretch into the wrist, make a fist. And then open the fingers wide and make a fist. And open the fingers wide. Last one. This time we're going to draw that thumb into the middle of the palm, wrap the other 4 fingers around it, and take a nice deep breath in and out. Nice. Flip the hand back over, take a moment, roll it out, shake it up, flick the fingers, and just bring some movement into the wrist, finger joints. And then left hand's going to come back down to the mat. We're going to flip over the right. So right onto the back of the hand. Each arm's different. One's the dominant. So again, pay attention to the stretch. Bringing the hand closer in towards the knee. Not as much of a stretch. You might not need it. Or further out. And just find that spot where you just feel some sensation. And pause there and take a breath. And then we'll make that fist. And open back up. And make a fist. And open back up. And the last one, fingers in, wrap the fingers around that thumb. Just pause there. And then open up the hand wide. Flip it back over, shake it out. Flick the fingers like you were flicking water off the tips of the fingers. Circle through the wrists. Good. And then we'll replace the right hand. Extend the left leg back behind you, resting on the ball of the foot. So just roll heel to ball of the foot. Again, just waking up the calf, the ankle, the Achilles. Again, pay attention to your core. Gaze is straight down. When you come up next onto those toes, just flip the whole foot over and very gently take a nice gentle stretch, pressing nice and easy into the top of the foot, stretching through the top of that foot, top of the ankle. And then roll it back, heel to toes. Rinse it out. Activating our core as you come back to that neutral. Lift that left leg so it's even with the hip. Maybe the right hand reaches around just to make sure that the hips are level, because the tendency is we want that left hip to kind of rise. So see that the hips are level. Take a breath in. Press the heel away. Take another breath in. And on the exhale, knee comes in as we round knee to nose. Inhale, get long, left leg gets long. Exhale all the air out, knee to nose. Send it back, nice and long on the inhale. Exhale. And inhale, 3 more on your own. And as you finish that, the left knee comes down, flow a couple cat-cows. And then we'll extend the right foot back on the ball of the foot. And again, just begin to wake up the Achilles, that ankle, the toe joints, the arch, just toes to heel, activating the calf, keeping the core nice and solid. Next time they're up on those tippy toes, just flip the foot over, nice stretch again, gentle, 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 into the top of the foot and the front of the ankle. And then roll it back over, heel to toe, rinse it out. And then we'll pick up that right leg, even with the hip. Again, if you want to take that left hand, see that those hips are level, drop that right hip so it's nice and level with the left. Good, pressing through the heel. Take a full breath in, gather the belly. And on the exhale, knee to nose, second side. Press it away. Exhale all the air out as that knee comes in. Inhale to extend, and 3 more on your own. Last one. Right knee comes down to join the left. Untuck the toes, set those hips back, stack one hand on top of the other to release the wrist. The head will rest on the palms or on the tops of the hands. We're going to take 5 breaths. And if this is your 20-minute practice, this is a good time to turn off your device. And if you want to stay in your child's pose or take legs up the wall or a traditional Shavasana, just please enjoy a couple minutes with yourself. For those staying on, 3 more big breaths into the back body, the back of the ribs, the back of the lungs. With the knees together, maybe you notice from the tailbone rolling all the way up the spinal column, a little bit more space with each breath. And then we'll extend the arms forward now, reaching with the fingertips again. Last chance to just sink the chest, sink the ribs onto the thighs. Feel all the space, all that energy in the back body. And then we're going to bring ourselves up, tuck our toes under, lift the hips to the ceiling, send them back. First downward facing dog. So set it up, keep the knees bent first. Again, press the hands into the mat and press them away like you could tear your mat apart, and let that bring your chest closer to the thighs. Release the head, let it hang. Long slope, lift those hips up, hips all the way down the back, all the way to the fingers. And then maybe one heel at a time to the mat. Just again, lengthening through those calves, working through that dorsiflexion through those ankles, keeping the belly engaged, the head loose. And then pause, bring both heels up, come onto the balls of the feet, just pausing there. And then drop the heels over to the right. Keep the shoulders facing the top of the mat, just a little bit of a side stretch here. Inhale, come back to center high on the balls of the feet. And drop the heels, over to the left. Keep the shoulders straight onto the top of the mat. And then back up. And one more each side on your own, staying as long as it feels good. And as you return to center, Come on to the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look up at your thumbs, and take a little walk to the top of your mat. And as you arrive at the top of the mat, allow yourself to just be in a forward fold. So again, knees are bent, feet maybe hip distance apart. You can hold on to opposite elbows. You can just bring finger pads to blocks or your mat and sway right and left, lifting the hips so that you've got all this natural traction here from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Make sure the head is nice and heavy and loose. And then nice and slow, we're going to press into the feet and bend the knees and roll ourselves nice and easy to a standing position. As you arrive, the head's the last to come up. Lift the arms out to the side and lift them overhead. And bring your hands to heart center. Softening the face and the shoulders, maybe closing down the eyes. Feel into your foundation to the earth here. So lifting all 10 toes, spreading them wide, dropping one at a time to the mat, maybe leaving the big toe up just for 1 extra second, and then drop it down. Shifting the weight subtly from the balls of the feet to the heels, like water in a bowl from one side to the other, front to back, maybe side to side from the blade edge to the inner arch. So subtly, I wouldn't see you move, but you can feel the movement inside. Side to side and front to back. And then finding that equal distribution of weight, again, spreading those toes, feel the support here, maybe blink the eyes open. We're gonna flow 4 half sun sounds. I'll lead 2 and I'll let you take the last 2 for your body, your breath. Inhale, reaching the arms out and overhead. Find the prayer, maybe a baby back bend. Then bring the prayer through heart center as you fold forward over the legs. Finding the inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together and fold. Bring the hands to the outside of the ankles, run the hands up the outside of the legs, the knee, the thighs as you return to stand. Lift the arms up, find the prayer, find the baby back bend, and flow again, forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, see if you can fold a little bit deeper. And then bringing the hands to the back of the ankles, sliding them up the back of the calves, the back of the knees, the thighs. Inhale, reach the arms out, reach the arms overhead, find that prayer, take the back bend. Now 2 more on your own with breath, with intention. What feels good in your body today? And that's where you are. Meeting in our prayer Tadasana as you finish the last one. Softening again the face and the shoulders. Moving into our lunge sequence here. On your inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch them high, and this time swan dive, arms out to the side, straight spine all the way down as you fold. Find that half lift, tailbone away from the crown of the head. and then fold again. Place your hands on your blocks or your mat. Step the right foot back, separate the feet just a bit so you've got a little bit of leverage. Drop the back knee down and tuck the toes. So as you're pressing into your blocks, lift that chest, see if you can get the belly off of resting on the thighs. Find the space, long spine. Full breath in and out. Walk the hands on top of the thighs. Again, press into the thighs. We're going to level those hips again and then come back into your lunge. Not all the way. It's an active pose. Opening up through the right hip. Arms can reach up. Arms can float back, interlace, open up the chest. Whatever feels good. You can cactus. And then release, arms back up. And nice and slow, we're going to begin to shift the hips back. You can keep the front foot flat. Arms extend towards the top of your mat. Good. And then reach back to your little lunge. So just flowing a little bit here. One more like this. And then on this last one, half splits here, hands come underneath the shoulders. Lift the toes up, set the hips back. Hold here for a couple breaths. Look past the toes to the top of your mat. Walk the hands forward as you come back into that low lunge. Little bit of a quad stretch here. Lift that right heel off of the mat. Draw it in towards the glute. If you feel flexible enough this morning, just draw it in with your hand. Again, keep the chest up, lifted, and breath flowing. If you have the foot, just release the back foot down to the mat. Take the right hand flat in the center of your mat. And then we're just going to float the left arm up and over. So we're taking a rotation to the left. Keep that left knee right in line with the ankle. Don't let it flare out. And then circle that arm back down, framing the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, runner's lunge. Again, spread the feet as you need. Use your blocks to elevate the heart. Take a breath, back is nice and straight. And then as you're ready, float it to a modification of pyramid pose. So begin straightening that front knee. Back heel is up, spine is long. Return, runner's lunge. Hips level. Again, straighten the front leg. Send the heart forward. And return to your lunge. And two more on your own. We meet back in our lunge, planting the hands, step the back foot forward, find your fold. Find your half lift. Return to fold deeper. And then roll your way slowly up to stand. Arms reach out and up and back. And hands to heart. So we'll take a second side here. Taking in a nice full deep breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive, arms out to a T, straight spine, forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Plant the hands, blocks or finger pads. Left foot steps back. Separate the feet. Drop the back knee. Untuck the back toes. So again, see if you can lift the chest. Tuck in the belly. Find some space here. Option to stay here. Walk the hands up to the thighs just to pull yourself out just a bit, level the hips, and then return low lunge. Arms can again lift up. You can cactus them to open up the chest. If you want to go deeper again, interlace other thumb on top. Press the fist down and away. Nice full deep breath. Releasing, arms go back up. Arms come up to the top of the mat, right forward in front of you as you shift the hips back, coming into that half splits variation. Front foot is flat. Inhale, return and open. And come back. Take 3 more. Next time, the arms are forward, the leg is straight. Bring the fingers right underneath the shoulders. Sink the hips back as you pull the toes up. Hold into your half splits here. Again, think heart to toes. Maybe even spread those toes. Press that heel down and away. Two more breaths. And then walk the hands forward, coming back into that low lunge. Plant the left hand down on the mat flat. Take the right arm out to the side and up. Again, the goal is to stack through the shoulders, but each side is different. Circle the arm back down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, runner's lunge. Again, set yourself up, lots of space, use your blocks, heart is forward. Moving into that pyramid flow, inhale, draws the belly in, straighten the front leg, spine nice and long. Exhale, return, low lunge. Again, sending it back and down. And back and down. Realizing that we have not done our quad stretch and you're not going to get out of it. The next time you're in that runner's lunge, re-drop that back knee, pick up that back heel, draw it in towards the seat. You can always reach back, grab for the big toe or the ankle, deepening the stretch. And wherever you are with that quad stretch, release it. Lift the back knee back up so you're back in that runner's lunge, right where we started. Both hands are going to come inside that front foot. And we're just going to walk it to the long edge of our mat. So the feet are going to be pigeon-toed. The hands right underneath the shoulders. As wide as you can go here with stability. The back is nice and straight. Take the hands, walk them forward as far as you can, leaving the hips back, like I'm holding your hips back as you try to stretch forward. Drop the head, drop the chest. Just like your down dog, but without any weight in your wrists. 2 big breaths here. Again, see if you can release those shoulders. Walk the hands back, flip them around so that the fingers point behind you, and walk those fingers to the opposite side of your mat as you drop the head down towards your mat. Again, lots of length here coming into the spine. Release the head, shake the head, yes and no, just to feel into the neck. And then we'll walk those hands back right underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet in just slightly. Hands come to the waist. Take a slight bend into the knees, straight spine, bring it all the way up. Good. We're going to find warrior two here. So we'll start on the left side, pivoting the left foot to the front of the mat, back foot slightly parallel. Sink into that front knee. Keep the knee floating over the toes. Send the arms out to the side. Again, draw the pelvis in and up. Soften the shoulders. Soften the face. 2 breaths. And you can make this buoyant if you want. It doesn't have to be so stagnant. Opening up the front again of the hip flexors. Take a moment and pause in your warrior two. Drop the back hand down to the thigh. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Side bend one last time here. Straighten that left leg. Reach back even further. And then we're going to windmill the arms up and around and find your triangle. So again, block, very handy inside. The hand can stay at the waist. You can take a bind. Just see if you can keep nice length in the side body. Taking a breath. And then we'll rebend into that left knee as we come back. Last time, warrior two, sink it down. Hands to the waist, straighten the left leg, bring that left foot around and pivot the right. We'll move second side. So again, begin to bend into that right knee. Let it track over that second toe. Hips, chest forward, sink down, spread your wings, gaze over the fingers, settle the shoulder tips. And if it felt good on the other side, just again, a little bit of buoyancy to kind of pulse here. Take that. And then we'll find a still warrior two. We'll drop the left hand outside the left thigh, flip the front palm, send it up and back, reversing that warrior. Peaceful warriors, straighten the leg, reach the fingertips even more here. Feel all the room you've created. And then keeping all that length, keep the back straight, windmill the arms down and around. Find your triangle, different side. Hand can come to the waist. You can find that bind, or you can just stack through the shoulders. Find your breath. Notice what's moving through you here. Feel inside. Whatever's there right now truly belongs. Returning now, bending into the right knee, finding your warrior two. Hands come to the waist, pivot the feet around, heel toe them in, a little more than hip distance apart. This time, toes will go wide, heels in. You can flow your squat, or if Malasana is in your practice, please find your Malasana this morning. So sitting like you're going to sit in a chair, knees wide over the feet. Hands can come rest right on the thighs. Bring the hands to prayer, sink the hips just a little bit more. So if this is your Malasana, that's fine. That's fine. Heels are down. If you want to flow it, just drop the hands down, lift the hips, straighten the legs. And then bring yourself right back down and find your squat. So a couple flows, or again, if Malasana is in your practice, Maybe take a moment to shift one side of weight to the other. A great opening for the hips, the inner thighs, a great massage to the digestive organs. Probably one of the most important asanas in our toolbox. So wherever you are, whether you're flowing, whether you're in stillness, take a moment, take a breath. And then we'll bring our hands down to the mat. Swing the legs around. Send them in front of you to the top of the mat. And flex through the feet. Hands are right outside the hips, so you could press into those fingertips to really extend the spine nice and long. The chest lifts. Squeeze the shoulder blades here. Allow that left leg to slide over to the left, the right sole of the foot to snuggle into the inner thigh of the left leg. With the torso straight forward, let's just take a little twist to the right. So that leg that's bent, again, if you need support, put something under it. I don't want you holding that knee up. So find some support that can rest that right side. Again, hand behind you, hand to the outside of the thigh. Gentle twist. And just like we did as we started our seated, see how far back you can see. Keep the spine long, press into those back fingers. And then come back around, chest towards that left thigh, spine nice and long. Take a moment, press down in that heel, flare those toes. As you gaze past those toes, we'll walk the fingers forward. Again, see if you can keep that spine nice and long. Belly draws in, beginning to stretch all the way down the outside of that leg, but even more wrapping that piriformis muscle through the glute to the low back. So use your breath here. Relax, release into the pose. Walking those hands back towards the body. We're going to take that full body stretch, but you don't have to lift the hips. You can just take it, keeping the hips down. Right hand swings around behind you and plants. The left arm comes in front of the body, circles up. If you want to lift the hips, get that full stretch through the whole entire body, join me here. Or keep the hips down and just take that full stretch. Full breath. Release the hip back down, circle the hands, both of them now around to the outer left thigh, and take a bow. Back to center. Switch it out. Right leg extends, press into that right heel, flare those right toes, and snuggle the left heel into the thigh. Again, supporting underneath that left thigh so that there's nothing to hold up. There's no wasted energy here. Spine is nice and long. Draw the belly in. And let's just take that twist to the left. So right hand outside the left thigh, left hand behind you. Press into those left fingertips, find some length, and just rotate here. Drop the shoulders down. Notice your breath. Feel into whatever feelings are there. And then maybe use the eye muscles. Gaze right behind you. One more inhale, nice and tall. And then slowly return. Torso facing that right thigh. Nice and tall. Walk the hands forward. Again, flare those right toes, really press into the heel. Keep the spine nice and long, the belly engaged. We're here for 5 breaths, just so you can loosen up all the way through the glute to the low back, that piriformis muscle. Spine long. We think heart to toes, not head to knee. We keep all of this space around us. And then we'll walk those hands back. That full body stretch again. Your choice to lift or not to lift. Left hand plants behind us. Shift the weight into that left hip. Lift the hips, float the arm. Extend, if the hips are up, press into that heel, reach through those fingers, really find all of the space. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. And on the exhale, slowly lower everything. You're on both hands to the outside of the right thigh and take a nice little counter stretch here. Returning back to neutral. Bring both feet together, the soles of the feet together, the heels in, close to the body. Again, toes are nice and flared. Hold on into the ankles, draw the chest forward, and just take a couple bounces here, just to easy bounces through the hips and the inner thigh. And then pause, hold your cobbler pose, draw the chest forward one last time, soften the shoulders. And then we'll release those ankles, bring the hands behind you. Let's just take one little back bend here. So your legs can stay in cobbler, your fingers are pressing behind you, pressing to the fingertips, arch through the spine, lift the chest, let the head fall back into the trapezius, open the throat. Maybe open the mouth just to release the jaw. And then walking the hands back, use them to draw the knees together, take the heels out long in front of you, shake out the legs, maybe a little massage into the hip crease. Bring the hands to the outside of the legs, flat on your mat. Again, extend the heart forward and then slide those hands down the mat towards your hips. Continue sliding till you're resting on your forearms. Take a pause there. Again, press into the elbows, lift the chest, arch through the spine, drop the head. And then continue on to the low back, the mid back, and the upper back. Draw the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze, maybe a rock one side to the other. As you come back to neutral, send the arms out to a T, palms down, reach through the fingers, and just drop the knees over to the right. So again, see if you can keep the shoulders down. You can find support underneath the right thigh. Just take a final twist here into the left side body. Maybe rotate the head one last time. 2 nice breaths. If the head is rotated, bring it back to center. Use your core, draw those knees back and over to the left now. Any amount with whatever support, and maybe rotate the head to the right. 3 easy breaths as we begin to bring it down. Engaging the core one last time. Draw everything back. Hug the knees, forearms around the shins, maybe picking up again the head and shoulders to form that nice tight, 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 tight ball. And then as you're ready for the inhale, just release everything down to your final resting pose, Shavasana. So the legs go wide, the feet just naturally fall to the side. The hips are nice and level. The belly is soft. Extend the arms out to the side, palms up. Squeeze through the shoulder blades so that those shoulder tips fall away. The fingers naturally curl in. Lifting the head ever so slightly so that you can tuck in that chin. As you release the head to the mat, maybe you feel the length in the back of the neck. Closing down the eyes now. Feel into the support of your mat. Feel into the support of your practice. Just allow yourself to feel. Because they say, what we feel, we heal. Deep breath in and out. Namaste, my friends.